You're recording.
Hello everyone, my name is Dean Capel. I'm the Development Participation Manager here at Yachting Western Australia. I'd just like to take some of your time today just to talk about something that's really important to our sport and to you as an instructor, and that's instructor revalidations. You may be aware that Discover Sailing came in last year and has made some significant changes to the way we deliver our training in the world of sailing, powerboating, windsurfing. Instructor revalidation has always been there in the background, but now it's a requirement that every 5 years instructors revalidate their skills and qualifications for the program that they're qualified in. So there's a number of things that you need to do as an instructor. The first of all, Yachting Australia will each year send you a revalidation or an instructor reaccreditation bill or an invoice. It'll be about $100. You need to pay that to Yachting Australia, and it can be paid via credit card or other methods. Remember, it's emailed to you to the address that is in your My Sailor record, or the email address that your club has of you. Secondly, you need to make sure your first aid and working with children's checks are current and up to date. They both last for working with children's checks in WA for 3 years, and your first aid generally is 3 years in most terms. The people that are working with children's checks will send you a reminder when you're due, and your first aid, depending on the training provider that did it for you, generally send out reminders as well. But have a look at your certificates to make sure. We also recommend that you keep a logbook of all sessions of training that you deliver, no matter how big or how small. That way, if you're not actually doing lots of training, we still have some evidence, or you have some evidence to provide of the training you've delivered. And as I've mentioned before, the requirement for you as an instructor to revalidate in the program that you're qualified in with the senior instructor for that program. So for example, the dinghy program, the senior instructor of the dinghy program needs to see you strut your stuff to make sure you're teaching the accredited syllabus and that your teaching methods are up to date, and including all the recent changes that may have happened to that program. So there are two major ways that we can do this. The first one is that we at Yachting WA schedule in-person present yourself revalidation sessions with the senior instructor or his nominated representative. That means that you will turn up to the club that is running it with a number of other trainees or instructors wanting to be reaccredited, and you get put through your paces presenting 10-15 minutes worth of training to the senior instructor. From there, he has a gauge of assessing you, giving you some advice and so forth. Now, the details of these sessions are on our website at Yachting WA under the future training headings on the front page. Just search along, you can find the one or any of them that we've got. If we don't have any scheduled, or you live in a remote region and we understand people are very busy, you may not be able to make that 1 or 2 times a year to do that session, then we're going to ask that you do what I'm doing now. Make yourself a short video of probably no less than 15 minutes presenting a sailing session or a lesson in the program that you're wishing to be reaccredited in, such as example powerboat, keelboat, whatever the case may be. Remember that the session you deliver must be in accordance with the syllabus for that program, not a course or program that you've made up. So once you've decided option 2 is the best one for you to make the video, we recommend that you need to go down and talk to the principal of the Discover Sailing Centre, or what used to be known as the old Yachting Australia Training Centres. So get yourself down to the local Discover Sailing Centre and introduce yourself and ask for the principal or the person running that centre if he or she can let you be involved in some of the training sessions with that club or organisation for the purpose of reaccreditation. Now, please be aware that the principal has no obligation to provide you with the opportunity, because he has paying customers and a reputation and so forth that he needs to look after, and for people that are unknown to him, he'd want some assurances that you're capable of delivering the right standard for his centre or their centre. Now, please also be aware that Yachting WA will charge a small administrative fee for both of these options to happen, the present in person one or the send your video to us one. So once you've made your video, you just need to send it to us here at Yachting Western Australia, and we'll arrange for it to be sent to the senior instructor, who will view it and then make the recommendation from there. Remember, it's not Yachting Western Australia make the recommendation, it's the senior instructor for that program. Now, if you have a lapse of revalidation of 2 years, then there's a requirement that you'll probably need to do the course again, or elements of that course to bring you up to the required standard. So please, if it looks like you're going to run out of revalidation for 2 years, get in touch with us so we can come up with some plans to get you back on board. But remember, for revalidation is for 5 years. If you lapse for 2 years, you will probably be doing the course again. Now, some of the questions that we're confronted with, or the frequently asked questions that people have, if you can't find your Yachting Australia or Yachting WA Discover Sailing Centre, go to the Discover Sailing website and you can find the icon for that on the Yachting WA webpage. It's this one here with the sales and so forth. Click on that and you'll be able to go to the options in that page where it says Find a Centre, and you can find your local Discover Sailing Centre. If you're from a regional area and you can't find one, or there isn't one in your area, please give us a call here at Yachting WA so we can help you do it. If your club isn't a Discover Sailing Centre, then give me a call and we'll have a discussion to see whether it's worthwhile getting your club signed up as a Discover Sailing Centre. We want more clubs to be Discover Sailing Centres to deliver good sound training to people out there that want to be involved in sailing. Now, as I said, remember, revalidation is now in place, and the reason why it's come in place is, first of all, our customers have an expectation that our instructors delivering these programs are qualified, current and up to date and experts in their trade. Secondly is the sponsors who gratefully sponsor us also have a requirement that the training we provide is up to date, current, accredited and all the other things. The other one is the government, the Department of Sport and Rec and the Australian Sports Commission, they have the requirement. We don't get any support from them if we're delivering unaccredited programs and courses. So they want us to make sure that we govern our instructors and that they're all up to speed, accredited every 5 years. And finally, because of that, Yachting Australia now has that requirement as well. So remember, keep a logbook of all your training, it's important to you. So in summary, keep your qualifications updated. You get 5 years revalidation at a time. Don't let it lapse for more than 2 years. You need to apply to us so that we can help you get to the session and get your stuff revalidated, or get it to the senior instructor to get revalidated. Remember, it's very important you keep your first aid to working with children's checks up to date. That would probably be about 90% of the reasons why our instructors fall out of currency, is because they don't revalidate or get their working with children checks and first aid checks updated every 3 years. And we also ask that you keep your updated email correct, or your email correct, in your My Sailor logon found through the Yachting WA or Yachting Australia website. And just click in profile, which is in the top left hand corner, you'll see an icon that says My Sailor. Click on that. If you haven't got your password or you forget it, just follow the bouncing ball, applying for a new password or searching for your Yachting Australia silver card number. So that's it for Yachting WA, Yachting Australia Instructor Revalidation. It's very important to us that you maintain your skills as instructors, and also we want you to be an instructor. We want as many instructors out there presenting and delivering good, sound, fun training to our customers to make the sport grow. If you have any questions, please call Yachting WA or go onto the Yachting WA or Yachting Australia website. The Yachting Australia website has a great wealth of resources for instructors and all the information you need. You just need to go to the training tab on the Yachting Australia website. Alright, thanks very much for your time. We'll see you later.